Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to take a look at Dark Menace, Goku Black and his Super Extreme Z Awakening. And yeah, realistically speaking, this is a pretty good one. I think a lot of the times, the kind of balancing of a Super EZA is the fact that it's only their passive that can change. So you have to accommodate for a couple things. Firstly, their super attack won't change. You can't give them things like stacking defense or raising defense. So you have to always consider that the passive is the only factor they can really adjust. Now, in terms of Goku Black, I think overall they've done quite well. He has attack and defense of plus 50% per key sphere that's obtained. He gets an additional defense of 150% when attacking with 3 or more key spheres. He randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow key spheres, and gets an additional attack and defense of 10% per key sphere obtained when there is a Goku's family category enemy, or when all allies attacking the same turn are super boss category characters. He has key plus 1 up to 5, and attack and defense of plus 30% up to 150% with each attack received. His chance of performing a critical hit goes up 20% every time he receives an attack 3 times in battle, and he randomly changes key spheres of a certain type, physical excluded, to physical key spheres when there is a superclass enemy. He gives extreme class allies key plus 3 and a defense of 30%. Because of how his, kind of big boost is in terms of his functional performance from crit, I highly suggest you build him full additional and possibly some evasion if you have concerns around super attack damage. Link skills are Fear and Faith, Nightmare, Kamehameha, Prepared for Battle, Dismal Future, Big Bad Bosses, and Fierce Battle. And these are Corroded Body and Mind, Future Saga, Inhuman Deeds, Kamehameha, Patara, Power of Wishes, Realm of the Gods, Super Bosses, Time Travelers, and Worldwide Chaos. Because of how he works, he is orb dependent, but he is the kind of unit that, in the right team, can quite frequently make himself orbs. The variation in his performance is going to determine a lot based on the orbs. For example, getting 5 or 6 orbs at a rainbow level after activating his full passive can net him 600k defense, which is decent but nothing crazy. However, getting 10 or 11 orbs can net him over 1,000,000 defense. This is just one of those functional differences that occurs when you function as a unit like this. Orbs are the primary considerable factor. One really cool thing is that he provides allies with key plus 3 and defense of 30%. This is really big and quite crucial when you consider the fact that his kind of functionality and his overall ability to integrate with his team is improved by this quite substantially. So for me, there's definitely this big, there's this big kind of jump when it comes to his overall performance. So yeah, I think realistically speaking, he looks really, really good. Yeah, at the end of the day, I think for me, really not a huge issue. I think he does a fantastic job working as a, overall good floating second slot kind of unit. He can even be first slot for certain content if you can guarantee he can get enough orbs. Realistically, he just looks that good. So yeah, for me, ultimately at the end of the day, I'm very, very impressed and very happy with how well he does as a unit. I think for me, he looks really, really good, and I think he looks incredibly solid overall. So yeah, in my case, I think for me, he's an incredibly consistent unit, and he does an incredibly good job overall. And I think, orbs aside, I think there's enough ability here for him to be consistent. I think between the rainbow orb generation and the general overall abilities of him as a unit, I think are improved by him just in general. And I think for me, he's definitely a unit that has a fantastic scope to him. He elevates his team. He's a top performer on his team. He helps he really helps the functional unitary performance of the team, yeah, overall. That's just me. I think, yeah, for me, at the end of the day, all things considered, Goku Black looks great. Big attack stats, big crit, obviously facing super units as well. He has the added bonus of having that greatly lowered attack and defense, and that's going to be super crucial for him because of his performance in the upcoming 9th anniversary content. So again, just all around an incredibly good and important job. But yeah, I think for me, really good looking and really, really solid, at least overall. I think in terms of links, yeah, for me, obviously the big crucial ones, big bad bosses, it's the one that's going to increase his performance quite substantially. Yeah, especially when you're starting to multiplicate higher orbs, it starts to really have a big bearing on his overall performance. Big bad bosses is crucial, especially from a start of turn perspective, in terms of assessing how well he can do. But that's not to say that the other links aren't also important. But definitely Big Bad Bosses is crucial. Fear and Faith gives him a nice key link to mixing with other extreme units. And Dismal Future is also quite solid overall. All in all, Goku Black, an exceptional looking unit, and a great addition for super bosses.